Hello, everyone. My name is Ian Kalin. I'm a Presidential Innovation Fellow with the Department of Energy, and we're here to share good news about open data. So at the May TechCrunch in New York City, Todd Park, the U.S. Chief Technology Officer and Special Advisor to the President, announced a number of initiatives that is of high priority importance to the administration to spur innovation and entrepreneurship. One of those initiatives was the Open Data Initiative, and we're here to share some good news about that today. We're going to introduce my colleagues in a second, but I'll just start by sharing a few details about, well, what is this good news? So the Open Data Initiative, and specifically the Energy Data Initiative, seeks to liberate data as a fuel for innovation while rigorously protecting privacy. And so, well, what does that mean? When it comes to liberating data and the impact of data products, technologies, apps, and services, we're talking about things that help people find their best doctor on a mobile device, websites that help people figure out the best value for a college, or even technologies that can help people save money on their monthly electricity bills. And so as part of the Open Data Initiative, what we're seeking to accomplish at the Department of Energy is the empowerment of you, innovators, entrepreneurs, who can use this data as a fuel. So there's a number of ways in which we're seeking to accomplish that. One of the key pieces that we're looking to is the precedent from other data liberations. An example being the not very fun name, but the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. Well, you may not think much about NOAA, but several decades ago, they released weather data. It was a government process that was made publicly available, and that data has now fueled many things that I think we're familiar with in terms of not just weather predictions, but even specialized products like insurance. Think to another example, the Global Positioning System, GPS. I think everyone knows a bit of that history, right? It had almost a military framework that was then opened up for public consumption and use. And now that GPS system led to, well, not just things we expected, like navigation systems, but even perhaps some innovations that weren't thought of at the very beginning, like precision crop farming. Together, GPS and weather data have created a $100 billion industry in the US alone just last year. So the question is, what's the next GPS? What's the next NOAA, the next weather data? That is what the Energy Data Initiative is seeking to discover. And that next wave of data empowerment and fuel for your innovation may very well be, it could be from your own vehicles. And so for that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Monisha.
Thanks, Ian. As Ian mentioned, we're just seeing extraordinary amount of innovation occurring off of opening up government data on GPS information, weather data, as well as health. And we've seen industry come together to develop, through consensus processes, common standardized formats for unlocking consumers' own data and providing it to them in an easy-to-use and electronic format. For example, in 2010, the Blue Button Initiative was launched with the Veterans Affairs Administration and unlocked healthcare data in an electronic format to veterans, to Medicare beneficiaries, and to active duty personnel. Now we're expecting 1 million different folks to be able to receive their healthcare data in this format. Following on the heels of that success, we launched the Green Button Initiative right here in the Bay Area in January of this year with the 3 main California utilities as well as a few others. And that initiative has just grown and grown, and the momentum has just taken off. And now we've got 23 different utilities and electricity providers across the country that have committed to provide electricity data to their customers in a common and easy-to-use format. That means that 31 million homes and businesses across the country will have access to their electricity data in a common format. So what does that look like? A utility customer could go onto their web portal where they might pay their bill. They'll see the Green Button logo, and they can click on it and download, in California, for example, 13 months of hourly electricity data in a common XML format. And today, they can download it to their desktop. Pretty soon, we're going to be able to push that to third parties. Customers with their own authorization consent would automatically be able to move that data, sort of like moving your bank data to mint.com, and be able to use it in third-party apps and services. And so we just see that unlocking this type of data in this common format, an electronic format, and an XML format can really unleash new apps, services, products, devices that can improve the lives of Americans. For example, 60-odd apps have been developed just around Green Button data alone in the last 6 to 7 months. many of them fueled by the Apps for Energy contest that the Department of Energy launched and closed in May. Things that can help consumers maximize and optimize their home energy budget, or help them benchmark their buildings using EPA's Energy Star Portfolio Manager tool. We've got new companies like Retroefficiency and First Fuel that are taking this 15-minute interval data, and they can disaggregate the load and provide business owners quick and easy tips of how they can save money and save energy without even stepping into their building. We've got distributed solar companies that can use this data in their platforms, their business platforms, to help homeowners right-size solar panels. The director for business development at Sunrun, a company right here in San Francisco, said that this is sort of like providing consumers access to their cell phone minutes that can help them figure out what kind of plan to choose. Similarly, by providing them their electricity data in this format, they can figure out which solar plan makes the most sense for them. So we just see the list of possibilities are endless with the green button data, as well as other open government data sets on energy, which the administration is trying to spur innovation around using the Energy Data Initiative, which Ian mentioned. And actually, we held an ideation workshop here in May at Stanford Business School, where one of the most popular ideas with entrepreneurs, energy experts, software developers, hands down, was what if we could green button my ride? What if we could unlock and open up vehicle data to drivers in a common and easy-to-use format? Today, hundreds of messages are flowing back and forth on an internal car network, which kind of track how a vehicle is operating and functioning, and how a driver is using and operating the vehicle. And right now, only technicians or mechanics can really get access to that using specialized equipment. But I think there's an opportunity to potentially provide that data to everyday drivers in an inexpensive and readily available format, maybe using Bluetooth or USB drives or other hardware interfaces. And so we're just thinking about what could be the possibilities if that data were unlocked in a safe and secure fashion to drivers. Maybe data like accelerator pedal positioning, steering wheel angle, the fuel consumption level since restart, ignition status. I mean, lots of different data streams that you can pull off of the onboard diagnostic system. If that were made available to drivers or maybe fleet operators in a common format, what could you do with that data? We have maybe you could help with eco-driving, fuel efficiency, fuel economy. Ride sharing is really taking off now. Maybe there's opportunity to build social media applications to help riders sort out how they could share vehicles and get to work properly. We just see that there's a lot of different possibilities here. And so here today is my colleague here from Ford, TJ, and he's going to talk about an open source hardware software platform that they've been developing, which we think is a great example of how you could explore open data for vehicles.
Cool. Thanks, Manisha. Yeah, I'm TJ. Before I start talking about our Open Data Initiative collaboration here, I want to kind of give a shout out to our production API AppLink, which was featured in this weekend's hackathon. For those of you that don't know, AppLink is deployed in over 1 million Ford vehicles today, and it's used to integrate Pandora, Stitcher, a whole bunch of other apps in really cool ways. If you're a developer and you didn't get a chance to participate in the hack, go to syncmyride.com/developer, and you can get more information about that. So now I'm going to switch gears and talk about our research platform, which is an open source hardware and software platform that we're calling OpenXC. And really the goal of this platform is to get tinkerers, DIY enthusiasts, makers, anybody that's interested in taking data out of your car to be able to do something really interesting and explore their ideas. So right now in this research phase, we have a hardware device that plugs into your diagnostics port. It reads real-time data off of that port and transmits it back to some kind of a host device. Right now it's either a cell phone or a tablet. And then it gives you the opportunity, again, to really do something cool with that data. So as Manisha was saying, there's the possibility that you could perhaps look at maybe a longitudinal trace of you as the driver with your data. What kind of fuel economy are you getting? How could you potentially improve that? So this is sort of a flavor of what we can do right now. And I just want to finish off by saying that while we're moving forward with this research, we're definitely concerned about privacy as well as the safety of the users in the vehicle. And so that's also forefront at the top of our minds when we're developing this platform.
If I could bring it home just a little bit
Please.
to make it more practical. What do people respond to these types of analytics? I mean, when they're driving and they're seeing their fuel efficiency, what kinds of behaviors are they changing and what kind of impacts could that have on total fuel availability in the United States, gas prices, this stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So in production, we have several hybrid vehicles as well as plug-in hybrid vehicles that are coming out soon. A lot of them have something called Smart Gauge, which is really just kind of a ton of data about the actual operation of the powertrain. And so in the case of a hybrid, the way that the driver actually drives the vehicle really determines how much efficiency you can get out of it. So there's a huge amount of variability, and so we are seeing that people using this technology are getting tremendous gains. And it's a really big boon for people that do care.
Do we have a ballpark number on that? When you say tremendous gains, are they improving their fuel efficiency by 10%, 20%, 50%?
I don't want to come up with a hard number.
I can give an example, shifting gears a little bit, of real ballpark. I can, I would say a lot of, let's say, lots and lots of money, but I'm not going to, let me give you an example of that one. I'll let you all, for those that are very savvy with a laptop in front, there is a major insurance provider that provides for a system that will allow you to read the diagnostic information from your car and save you money on your car insurance. They have a quote. And I'm not going to be on stage to report it, but that major insurance company is talking about real money for everyday Americans.
Okay, so saving money on insurance and increasing fuel efficiency, which could have pretty dramatic effects on gas prices and all of the energy crises that we're dealing with right now. I actually got the chance to drive one of these cars that gives you real-time feedback. It actually is kind of a fun game. You want to maximize your fuel efficiency at every stoplight, at every street, and it really does make a difference. And making software applications that make it more user-friendly and more dynamic, I mean, I could really see how it changes behavior. So I wanted to thank our guests for joining us and making this special announcement. Yes?
I'm going to make one more piece of that announcement. So to your point about where things are going, we feel that this is just the tip of the iceberg. And we have found some early adopters and innovators in that space, but we are also looking to what can be done in the future. As the example that Monisha gave for Apps for Energy, we feel that there are government-sponsored prizes and challenges, which could also play a role in spurring this innovation going forward as this sector grows. And so we encourage you all to follow us at Project Open Data if you'd like to learn more about those prizes and challenges in the coming months.
Great. Well, thank you to our guests, and thank you at home for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks.